Another day, another Ford with an issue. Parasitic drain. Battery dies. Let's fix it. Viewers, welcome back to Dallas Auto Diag. Today we're dealing with a 20 something, I believe 2020 or 2021 a Ford Transit Connect with a parasitic drain. It's here at a local dealer, and I have them with their electric issue. I was gonna diag it the other day, but I remembered it was the end of the day. I remembered that Ford usually take longer than other vehicles. I'm not sure about the Transit. Although I saw in a video before, like a long time ago on YouTube, that one of these Fords might take up to an hour, the Transit, sorry, might take up to an hour to go to sleep. So it was around 5 o'clock the other day. So I told the owner I'm gonna come earlier to set it up, put my amp meter, and I just found my 10. I lost this. Oh my god, I didn't know where I put it. Lucky, live on camera. Anyways, so I told him this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna come another day, and the first thing when I come, I set it up, put my amp meter, and go do something else, do another car, and keep watching the vehicle. But today I have another shop in the area I'm gonna visit to do a wiper motor. So we're gonna set up this one and go do the wiper motor and come back for this one to see what we have. Alright, so usually you just look up some service information and locate the fuse boxes in the car, and I was lucky to remember the back door, and there's a fuse box right here. So I open all doors and I close the latch manually. So now the car thinks it's locked, and you can see it's locked. When you have this lit, that means it's locked. And I close the hood latch and I put my amp meter in series, and now we have 6.7. So I'm going to the other shop and we'll be back in probably 1 hour or so. Unfortunately, I didn't show you guys, but it's been an hour and 10 minutes exactly, and I left, I think even more, hour 15. I left here when it was 10 to 12, and now 1:05, and we have 5.3 amp of a draw. That was the same before the other day, but I just didn't trust it. I didn't wait for it enough. It was 15 minutes, so I wanted to make sure. Now we're going to base our checks on that 5.3. I checked all the small fuses using the AmpHound 2. All the small fuses has no draw. This fuse box on the passenger side, this fuse box in the back. Not sure if there's another one here, no. And the fuse box, the main one under the hood. So my next is to see if there's any other fuse box I'm missing. If not, we're going to get the thermal imager camera out and see if there's any source of heat around the fuse boxes. Again, I didn't see any signs of heat from all three boxes. This is an example. See, this is the wire for the battery. Current is flowing through it, but the fuse box itself, nothing. I did that on all three fuse boxes. Let me just make sure that there is no other one. Starting a new session with this Ford Transit. So it's 11:30 right now. Lock it, and I'm gonna go to another shop and come back when this is definitely more than half an hour. Been exactly 2 hours, and we have 4 Vajo. So first thing I want to do, I want to see if the network is awake or not. I'm gonna check all of them. Give me a moment. Nothing. This is the 12 volts right here, and I believe this is 3 and 11 and 6 and 14. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this is 6. Anyways, all of them, nothing. Everything is asleep. So where are we getting this 4 amp of a draw? Let's look at the diagram and see if we can find a testing point. This is the power distribution schematics, and from the battery it goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 branches, 9 fuses, and those main fuses, I believe they are behind this panel right here. So we're going to make sure to have access to them, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna disconnect those lines one by one, and the one that we disconnect and we see change in the numbers here, then this is our draw. Now we are hovering around 4.3. This is our draw, although this is not a an accurate one. My my amp meter or voltmeter, the fuse blew in it, so I need to get the fuse actually in my pocket. I took them out to test them. It was giving me warning. It was over 10 amp, but I just didn't pay attention. I just, neglected it, and that's what happened. So yeah, let me get to those. Okay, so on the main cable we have 4.2, 4.3, and those are the fuses that I told you about, and hopefully I can loop around each one of them. I don't want to disconnect or disturb anything. This one has 340 milliamp of a draw. Give me a moment. The second one also, we have 340. This is crazy. This is the third one from the left, which is a gray and red, and we also we have 300 milliamp. Unbelievable. This is the fourth one, the blue one, you see it, and we also have 300 milliamp. The green and red, we have 420 milliamp. The one before the last, which is also gray and red, we have, it was 200 and something, yeah, 240. And the yellow one, we also have 240 or 220. There's one more I didn't check, which is this fuse right here, this one right here. I cannot get to the other side of the cable. So this is crazy. I never seen something like this before. I've done many power drain, parasitic drain case studies, but this is the craziest that I've ever seen. And now, just to recap, in my first visit, what I did the regular stuff that we do. I checked the fuses, and none of them was drawing anything. I used the thermal imager to see if there is any source of a heat. No, nothing. And I stopped. I had to leave because I had another appointment, and today I came, made sure that the car has a good battery, and I put the jump box on it, and I left it for 2 hours, came back, car was still drawing 4.1 amps, and now I'm checking those lines separately, and they range between 200 milliamp, and I want to do the math. I'm gonna watch the video one more time and see what's the total amount of the if I put everything together. Let me do this. All right, if I'm not wrong, I think I just came up with a 2.14 or 2.24 amp. We still have about 2 more amps, or a little bit less. Let's put it back on the main one and disconnect that 80, the one that I didn't check, and see if that's going to make a difference. This is our 4.3, and disconnecting this didn't do anything. Let me disconnect another one and see if that's going to make a difference. Okay. And how come we have a draw when I check on you? Why didn't change anything? .3, nothing. This is weird. Alright, let's disconnect another one. Okay, this time I'm not gonna disconnect you guys with the camera. This one had 300 milliamp of a draw, so this one should be 4 now. Should go to 4. I'm afraid to lose the nut or touch the body and create a short. Where's the nut? Okay, it's in here. Good. Alright, let's disconnect. This is crazy. What's going on here? Oof. Damn. Why things are not changed. Alright, I think I found something. So since there's a crazy phenomena going on, I went with crazy. So what I did, I started taking these one by one. I wanted to see which one is going to make a change. That was our intention, but when we checked, we saw like 300, 420, 300 here. So when I disconnect this, why this number doesn't go down? That was weird to me. So in this case, I was like, you know what, let me disconnect everything and leave this, just this cable, which it goes to the alternator starter, I believe, and see what's gonna happen. And once I got to this one, the green and red, see it? Ooh, you woke up the car. But at the same time, it's that might be the body control module or something on this one. So in this case, we might leave this one on and take all the rest of them. With everything disconnected except that red and the green and red and the alternator, we still have 4.35. And as we said, when I disconnected it, we lost it. It is number 7. Number 1 is that blue one. Number 1 is this blue one. 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's number 7, 80. E7 van or wagon, 80 amp. Yes, 80 amp. It says white, red, or green, red. Green, red. Wagon and van. Wagon, we have a wagon. Rear electric booster heater. Rear electric booster here. So let's find this connector, C213, and disconnect it and see if that that amperage go down. We still have 4.3, and that connector 213 is located right here. Should be C213, and it is 2 wire. Says violet, green, red, or
violet, green, red, and blue, red. So we have green, red, blue, red, and it is here. It is right there. So let me disconnect this. Okay, now it's disconnected. Let's go to see. Woo! Big difference, big difference. Okay, so let's pull up the component location and see what it is. I just briefed the owner of the lot, and the location of this unit is between the front seat and the rear seat on the floor. So a part of the removal, they're gonna have to remove the front seat also. I think they have somebody to do this right now, so we get a confirmation, and I showed him that inline connector, how I disconnect it. But what I did, I went one extra step. I went to heating and air conditioning schematics, and I wanted to make sure that this fuse is not providing any power to anything else, and it doesn't. This is the fuse right here. This is our line. It goes to rear electric booster heater behind driver's seat, underfloor. So that's the component we need to replace, or they need to replace. But they're gonna do one more step. They're gonna get me access to it to take a look at it, and also disconnect this harness just to make sure that nothing in between this component and the fuse box that is, you know, sort of sometimes rats or raccoons or any other animals get inside vehicles and chew wires and make wires touch each other. So what we do, we just want to make sure 100% that this is the component that they need to replace to solve the problem. So I think there's one more video to shoot, so stay with me. Here's the rear AC unit location. As we said, under the front slash rear seat, you have to remove both of them. And this is the blower motor for the rear, and this is the unit, and it's really hot. Like when I say really hot, because it's on all the time. That's why it was drawing 4 amps. This is crazy. And to believe me, give me a moment, I'm gonna show you how hot it is. You see how it's glowing? Yeah. Let me put a, here we go. What does it say? 192, 190, let's say 190. Here's the regular 150, 106. This is the body, 103, and this is 200. So I'm gonna do one more time. Put the amp meter on the battery. Just be patient with me. Alright, right here, 4 amp, and we're going to disconnect here. And whoo, 0. So why? The question is why, and what are those 2 wires here? It could be a control that is keeping it on, not those are just power delivery, but there should be a module. I mean, I'm not sure if there is no. Okay, let's look at the diagram one more time. Alright, so in the diagram we have the 2 big ones, the violet and the black and violet. And we have 2 more, yellow, green, and blue. Yellow green says ignition, and the blue is pulse width modulated. So this is the blue, This is the blue. Let me come this way. This is the blue. And we do have what it looks like pulse width modulated. How I know using the this, when I do clear I see a minimum maximum, so let's go to AC and graph it. Here we go. So we do have a signal, pulse width modulated signal from the body control module. Now the other one, it says ignition, the yellow. What do we have here? I think I had a ground. Let me probe from this side. Oh, okay, that's why, because I'm on AC. Let's go back to DC. Okay, so now when I put the key on, that should be on, which is good. With the key on, that's ignition. But the pulse width modulated, I'm gonna put the scope and see what's on off. How much? I mean, from this one won't tell me exactly, but the scope will. Well, so it's not pulse width modulated. What we have on all the time. It's about 1.5 volts, 1.4, and that's on all the time. Now, since there's a pulse width modulated ignition, so there's a module inside this, there's a logic going on inside this heater, and now we want to know, is the heater defected, or that signal being sent on all the time is the one that telling them to power on. What we're gonna do, we're gonna reconnect those. Connect this, plus and minus, and see when I connect, voltage drops to about 1 volt. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna disconnect this guy. All right, now we have, look at the voltage, it's going down slowly. It's gonna go back to 0. Now what I want to do, I want to switch my lead here on the blue one. Is it the blue one? Yes, the blue one. 1 point something volts. And I am going to, with that disconnected and the big ones connected, we're going to check our draw. But after I disconnect my VCI from here and close this door, I wish I can I? Yes, I can. I don't need this anymore. Pull the probe out. And close the doors and lock the vehicle. Alright, where's the key? Key. Okay, let's. Alright, locked. Still have 1 point something volt, but I wanted to see if we still have a draw. I'm gonna pause and bring you guys back when this goes down. What time is it now? It's 3:40. Well, I accidentally pushed the key fob when it was in my pocket, but I don't think we have to wait for it, because right now, let's say 600. I know this is not the number we're dealing with, but let's say 61, and with that little one disconnected, we still have that 1.5 volts here. And let's say we disconnect this and go see what's the ampage gonna be. If it is less than 6, yeah, that's so. That's the unit. The unit needs to be replaced. That heater. What I did, I disconnected this just to eliminate that this 1.5 volt is the one keeping it alive. But no, something inside is shorted, or it's keeping it alive. So this need to be replaced. Wow, that was a journey. We learned something today, definitely. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. Have a good day.